Hello?
What's up, girl? What happened after Tony dumped you?
Girl, I'm over it. I went from heartbreak to hate.
Hi, Bob.
Oi, Joy. Let's get it started.
Up in here.
Okay, so there's my singing career.
That's so good. What if we just started randomly singing shit?
I mean, we do in real life, right?
We do. You
So-
know what stays in my head on a fairly regular basis? The Rocky theme song.
Like the dun
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 dun.
dun.
dun. Oh,
Dun 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 dun. Like the whole thing.
so it's funny that you do a Rocky and I fall back to "You're the best around."
I love that one too. I do.
Yes.
Like, actually,
The
when
Karate
somebody is the best, because you know how
Yes.
horrible people are. But when
Yeah.
they're, I actually think that, and then I immediately go and Google a picture of Danielson,
Yes.
and somebody's written, "You're the best" for me. Thank you. Send it.
Send it. It's already done. Done memes. Memes are good. That's the thing, though, right? You don't have to create anything anymore.
No,
It's
you
like
can
having
go
your own
find it.
personal meme secretaries out there. You're just like,
Yes.
oh, I need, a dildo flying through a window with a goose attacking it. I'm sure it's out there.
Probably.
I mean, I might have
it's
just
extreme, but
started a whole new genre for Hallmark, but
Yes.
step it up, Hallmark. No one wants your damn cards no mo.
I always used to wish that the people who came up with the idea for Ed DeBevick's restaurant, which I will
Mhm.
explain for our listeners in a
Right.
minute, but the people who came up with that had their own like greeting card company, and I would have been a writer for them.
Yeah, that would have been great. Like,
Oh,
come in,
it's
sit
like a
wherever the
dream
fuck you
job.
want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just be like, and here's your fucking card that you're not gonna read. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Enjoy the cash.
Here's the money.
That's all you're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You
You want to feel and make sure the card is one of those money cards that has that
Yeah,
slight
listen.
little edge so where
Do
you put the money on the
know
inside.
that at certain box stores that think they're fancy, shall remain nameless,
Right.
you cannot find a card for like less than $5-6. What is going on, America? World?
I don't know,
The
world.
world might be better. The world, well, I would imagine cards aren't that crazy in other countries.
No, because other countries people don't give cards, right?
Do they not? Are we
I
living in the
think-
wrong
I
country?
think we are. I think that it's something that people. I don't know. Maybe they do in other countries. I don't know. I don't know traditions, right?
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not a card giving person per se.
You are not, and I'm not as much anymore, but there are certain times when it's required.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess I feel like there are
lost your
certain times-
virginity.
If only that would be in the Edivetics
Yeah.
greeting line. There would be like a, "Congrats, you finally lost it."
Well, there was this line of cards that I'm sorry I don't remember your name, so I'm sure you're not listening anyway. But that we carried at a store I worked at where it was these vintage pictures.
Mhm.
And they just had something funny on the inside to go with these vintage pictures. And I know at one time I bought a friend of mine a birthday card, and it said it was a nun on the outside of the card. It was just a picture of an old nun from like 50s, 60s. And on the inside, it said, "She's not heavy, she's my sister," which is a riff on the "He's not heavy, he's my brother" tagline from Vietnam, as far you would never leave a man behind in war type thing. But even to this day, whenever I talk to my friend, because she lives in LA now, it's always about "She's not heavy, she's my sister."
Yeah.
But that's a memorable card.
Yeah. But that would be, so that's like one of the jobs that I feel would be a dream job,
Okay.
is to write like rude greeting cards. Working at Ed DeBevick's, even though sadly they are closed down.
Correct.
So now I will explain what Ed DeBevick's
What is Ed DeBevick's?
It's this great restaurant in Chicago where the whole point of the restaurant is the staff is rude to you.
Yeah.
This is an amazing concept, and it works. I've been there before where people come in and don't know that that's what it is, which is even better.
That's more fun.
It's so good. I was sitting at a table with my friend. And we were there because she was from the South, and I was explaining to her the thing, so she knew what it was. You know, the waiter like sighed when we only ordered dessert, like,
Right.
"Ugh, whatever." And then there is this family of like three sitting at a table, catty corner to us,
Mm-hmm.
and the waiter was walking away. The woman asks for a straw, and he turns around and chucks a handful of 9 straws
Nice.
at the and I swear the father was like going to lose his mind.
Yeah.
So it was just beautiful, just the best.
Well, and then it was also a 50s, 60s retro diner,
yes.
and they did do dancing every once in a while. I don't know if you were
I
ever
don't think I
aware
ever
of
saw
that.
the dancing.
And they just did the most I'm not here for the dancing faces. It was kind of like Texas Roadhouse when they get up and do their boot scoot.
And they look so sad that they have to do
Sad.
it.
But then it was just the faces they would give, like, oh, I don't fucking want to do the
Right.
mashed potato kind of shit. So it's a good environment. I did go there once with my sister, and me and my sister are similar type people in that our sarcasm like exudes like a cologne off of us. And the guy gave up. He literally gave up.
Wow.
Like, he was trying to give us attitude, and we were just snapping right back to. And he got to the point where he said I look like Eddie Munster, which I was like, bitch, no. Like, what are you talking about? No. So he just like gave up and was normal the rest of the time.
And that's the thing. Like, there were some people who were born to work there, and then there are people who were trying to work there, and it was always so sad. Cause it's like, oh, precious, this isn't really your thing.
No.
You should go work at Applebee's. Because I know you love that place.
Applebee's, support our podcast, give us monies, and Bloomin' Onions. They still do that shit? I don't even eat onions. Fuck that.
Who goes to Applebee's? I don't think you go if you're under 55.
I mean, a lot of people go to Applebee's, right?
They don't. Who? You name somebody that you know personally that would go there.
I'm not gonna name them, but I know somebody personally that loves that place.
It better not be one of our friends that I know. It better not be.
No, it's
not MNB.
Who?
Ooh, did you see how I did that?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Change the names to protect the innocent.
We'll discuss it after the show.
We will.
Yeah.
Shout out to M&B. I bet they know who they are.
I hate you.
I hate you too.
No, I imagine lots of people still eat at Applebee's. What's the worst restaurant chain you feel?
Ooh, worst chain ever.
Like, you will never go to that place again. Like, I would never eat there ever again.
Denny's. I don't want to do that to my life ever again.
Well, it's sad because the Denny's here really sucks.
It's just horrible. The people there are sad about their lives.
Yeah.
They're sad that that's their job. Everything in a Denny's is sticky. Yeah. Everything. It's horrible.
I'll see your Denny's and raise you a Perkins.
Oh. Well, now here's why I didn't say Perkins. Perkins is another one of those restaurants that old people love.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be the bomb diggity. I mean, we used to hang there after the bars. That was the spot to go.
Yeah.
But
well, that was the thing. Like, when we were younger, it wasn't just old people that went. There were two. First of all, there were two Perkins. There's always been the old people one. Then there was one that younger people would go at to order coffee and study for hours and hours and hours.
Go on horrible dates where people talk about pretending to be ghosts.
It's just horrible.
Never happened to me.
And then they tore that one down. So, yeah, Perkins is another. I'm sure there are other places that I could think of that are like, oh, that's so horrible, but they're all closed down. So what does that tell you?
Like, you don't have to worry about Orion's. You don't have to worry about the hometown buffet.
I will take your, if it was still open, I'd take your Perkins and I will raise you Ponderosa.
Oh, you know what though? I mean, the thing of it was, my problem with steakhouse places was that whenever they were really popular, like the Sizzler, I always thought the Sizzler, the name was kind of cool, and the Ponderosa and stuff like that. I didn't like steak. I didn't like stuff that they served there when I was younger. So
personally, I didn't like the number of times that they were closed down for food poisoning.
Well, yeah. I mean, and do you want to eat somewhere that's named after like a horse ranch?
I mean,
I guess
I don't know if I care so much about that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You hate Hardee's too.
Yeah, I do. They're not amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like my problem with Hardee's is multiple fold. Okay, it's entirely too expensive for what it
Yeah,
is.
it's really more. It's like
They think
significantly, like not 100%, but a good 50 plus
percent.
over like a McDonald's breakfast.
Yes, and they're
Yeah.
not 50% better. Like that's the thing.
No, we don't care if some old bitch got up early in the morning and went and made your biscuits for refresh. We want it fast. We want it fast and cheap, and we don't care.
Yes. And it's always like it just takes forever. There's certain things that are certain places where you go and you're like, why is this taking so goddamn long for you to get this shit together? Like renting a car, checking into a hotel room. Now they've
Right.
got all your fucking information before you show up. They've got your address,
Right.
your urine sample, all that shit. Tell me why it takes them 30 fucking more minutes to get you checked into any fucking thing. And Hardee's is the food of that. Like add on. Like I gave you the car, the hotel room, Hardee's.
Yes, that's true because it's always a longer wait in the drive-through. Plus, they don't serve chicken anymore. Not that their
Is that-
chicken was amazing.
It wasn't
but
amazing, but it was one of the few places
You can
that
get
was
chicken.
fast, so you could get chicken.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of
God,
those places. Yeah, it's like you don't want to go to KFC.
that place is horrible. They've given up.
So let me put this out there to you, Joy, and I'm gonna see if you can accomplish this journey with me.
Okay, let's do it.
I am trying. I'm also, I'm on this not vegan but eating less meat road. I was a vegetarian 25 years ago,
Okay.
and that didn't last because Slim Jims exist in the world. And then now I'm trying to eat less meat,
Word.
and so I'm eating more vegetarian or vegan, like burgers and things like that. So, but on top of that, I also am trying, even though we just did, not to eat at chain restaurants.
Oh, okay.
Only eating at locally owned places.
Okay. That's a little harder.
It's harder.
Because there's even places. Here's why I say that.
No.
It's not that I support local. There's a lot of local businesses that we do go to.
Right.
But anymore, sadly, shockingly, you'll go to a place that you would swear up and down is like local, and then you find out, oh no, ma'am. Oh no, ma'am. They've got like 2 of these in XYZ location. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So.
Like
Is
what?
that-
Like what? Oh, like
I knew you were to say that. I don't have an example right now,
like
but
10,000 villages?
no. I hate your face sometimes.
It's a chain.
It is a chain, but that wasn't my point.
But no, but people act like it's all local stuff, and like, oh, so this little trinket box from Zimbabwe is local.
I didn't know that people thought that place was local.
Yes, they didn't know that it's owned by like some off Amish corporation. But anyway,
I don't know. I'll have to think on it, marinate, get
so
back to you.
I'm
But
doing that with, that I always go to the local bodega down the street. That's where I go. So I'm trying not to also frequent
okay,
like big chain gas stations and stuff like that too.
okay,
I'm just trying to keep my money local.
I hear you.
I'm including JJ's, even though JJ's is a chain.
Okay,
But we're such good friends
there you go.
with the guys at JJ's.
JJ's is a perfect example. They're a perfect example.
Yeah.
If you're the kind of person, which neither of us is, but if you're the kind of person who was born in the town, grew up in the town, you could possibly think that JJ's
It's
just
here.
a place. It's just here.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like much.
No.
They've just thrown that sign together.
Yeah.
But then if you go into the big bad world, like into Chicago,
The Chicago area where there's
you're
JJ's
like,
everywhere.
Yeah, and then it gets into the sharks of it all. Like there's all kinds of variations.
What is that? Racco Bean. What the name is that one place that serves fish? Anyway, I think they have one in the mall anyway. But yeah, because they love us there.
They
like
do.
absolutely love us at JJ's.
They do.
And we love the dudes at JJ's.
So see, then that's okay, let me test this theory. Let's push it to the limit.
Mhm.
So then is it so much more about it being a chain, or if they're a franchisee, because we go to the ice cream place That's definitely a family that owns it there.
Yeah, but we love that family.
We do love that family, so see, there are exceptions to the rule. I guess that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to
guess
get
since
to.
it's a locally owned by a family chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
At
it.
first, they didn't really know what to do with us, but
No, but now they're all over us.
oh yeah,
Yeah. I guess what it really boils down to is I want to go to any place that's going to treat me like I'm famous.
okay. Now we're getting to. Hey, listen, that's an idea I can support.
Yeah, any place that I'm going to go in and someone's going to be like, hey, because, I was on my way to a hookup last weekend, or not last weekend, last week. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, oh, I got to get gas before I go, do whatever. And I hear, hey, hey. And it's dude from JJ's.
That's
He was
awesome.
leaving the gas station, and then he was just like waving at me, and then he like pulled up next to me and honked and waved and stuff like that. So
Was it the cute brother or the really cute brother?
I mean, we both have difference of opinions on them.
We agree on who the absolute hottest of them is.
Well, yeah,
it's just that
it was
there's
him.
3 now. Okay.
Yeah, it
okay.
was him.
Thank you.
So yeah, so we are not. We go to JJ's because they do treat us great, not because we're going there to check them out.
Right.
They actually care about us. They talk to us about,
they talk to
when they go
us-
on vacations and stuff like that. So
Exactly.
plus we're not like the normal angry about the grease people that come in the door.
That was amazing. This is, you know what? This is a time for a good PSA, just in general, for the people. I'm going to need people to have a lot more awareness when they go to do things, when they're in places. I'm going to need you to know where you're going, what you're doing first. Allow me to explain.
Okay.
The grease story is a perfect example. JJ's, you go there because they're using the same grease.
Absolutely.
Because it's soaked up all the goodness.
Yes.
It's finally got the right flavor profile.
Right.
And we were there.
It's like
and
a skillet.
Some
It's like an old skillet.
misguided soul was yelling at them about how they have to change their grease every 3 days or something ridiculous. He was
It's not every
touting
3
regulations. It sounded like he was making up regulations as he went along. And it's like, dude, if it's really that big a deal, then don't come to JJ's. Like, I just need you to know where you're going. Do you know what restaurant you're in right now? It's not even a restaurant. Because
No.
they don't even pretend
No,
that
it's
you
not
should
even a
eat there.
restaurant.
Pick your shit up and go somewhere else.
Right. If you don't like it, go someplace else. The thing of it is like the grease is good.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know I don't eat fish products, but when I do get chicken products, they're gonna taste slightly fishy because it's all cooked in the same grease.
Right.
Got it. But that's the flavor.
It is.
the
It's that extra
flavor.
special something.
Yeah. So leave your grease, put it in a little can next to your stove,
Yeah.
and then use it again later. That's what we used to do back in the day. You get yourself a Folgers can,
Mm-hmm.
fill it up with your grease, and keep using that same grease over and over again. And you're gonna get yourself a really nice cast iron skillet after a while. It's really well seasoned because
Is
you
it?
can't buy. I mean, you can buy pre-seasoned cast iron skillets, but they're
Cheating.
not the same.
Cheating.
They're not the same because you want it to taste like the fried chicken that your mom made. You want it to taste like that.
Yeah.
So
But it's just in general. Like, people go to places and they freak out, freak out in the Dollar Tree over something. It's like, you're not in a fancy store, ma'am. Everything is $1.
Yeah.
So whatever the fuck you get is what the fuck you get.
and I know that not all stores that have the word dollar in them are dollar stores.
True.
We've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
But every single time I go to a Dollar Tree or something like that, there's always somebody asking, well, if I get this, how much is this? And if I get this, how much is this? And they're like, $1.
Right.
Really? They're both $1? It's like, yeah. No, you can either buy this gigantic thing for $1 or this tiny minuscule thing for $1.
Exactly.
The whole fucking store is $1.
Yeah.
But last time we went to JJ's, we went to one of those dollar chains across
We
the street, and
did.
then immediately, less than a week after it
that?
got robbed
In broad daylight.
in broad daylight on a Sunday with a gunshot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we picked the right Sunday to go.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the crime.
It's funny you should mention crime.
Mm.
So I never even thought to do this, but I was talking to somebody who was like, it works in the same building as me and is now trying to move closer to Champaign. You know, the commute of it all.
Yeah.
And was saying that they saw this place, but the crime map. Hold on, let me.
Okay, go ahead. Finish the crime map. She took a drink.
Yeah. The crime map. Your eyes just instantly went outside of your head.
Yes.
The crime map was a much more. I think it's blue is the color, so it was much more intense blue around the street that they were looking at, as opposed to they also saw condos over here, and it was a much lighter blue. Which I have to admit, I was like, it never occurred to me in a million years that I would look at a crime map before I decided where I was going to move.
No. You know how
because
you
we're
decide.
not Chicago.
Right. You know how you decide where you're going to live? You drive to where you're possibly going to move during the daytime.
Yep.
And then at night,
Yes.
you drive back to the place where you're possibly going to move. And that's how you
Ta-da.
should judge what you're going to.
Yeah.
I mean, don't judge just because your neighbors are black. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
like you see what's going on.
yeah, if you see people hanging out on the street, you see people doing
and
crazy
the other thing
stuff.
that was kind of like, well, duh, was because one of the places is a couple blocks from a liquor store. I'm like,
Okay.
well, there you go. Ta-da! Like, it's not a big secret.
Well, you also have to look at what the crime is, right? Because there's lots of crimes on the crime, like forgeries on the crime map.
Ooh.
Like there's all kinds of stuff that's not, or like a domestic violence situation that's not going to affect your housing. Like there's lots of other things
that could light a whole block up
yeah,
if somebody's just getting their ass
yes.
beat
Like
every
my
other week.
entire hometown is just dark blue from domestic violence.
No. Can I give a quick shout out of thanks because I know I don't have their numbers and I didn't get a chance to tell you to send it, but I appreciate the big bag of dicks that I got.
Oh yeah.
With love.
Yeah, I
from my
forgot
new
about your bag of
friends
dicks that you got.
down in Whitehall.
Yes, Joy got a delivery of a bag of dicks.
Yes.
From my best friend and goddaughter. They decided that through a weird series of events
Yes.
that happened in that day, that Joy should be the recipient
Which
of the bag of dicks.
We had so much fun when they came up and I got to meet them.
Yeah.
Finally, it was such a good day.
It's kind of weird. Like when you meet her, we meet Jenny, my best friend. It's like meeting my other part of me. That's like a little less. She's a little less outgoing, but the sarcasm runs deep in that
so
one.
True.
Everything's
so
a
true.
one-liner.
It's palpable. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's the thing. That's the environment
It was
that
like instant connection.
Yes,
I was
and
like, I love everything about this woman.
and they loved
I
your
say
your
yes.
album. They love your music. And
Yes.
They thought you were white. From the music, not from.
Right. There was a lovely moment where we got to have I just threw the race card on the table and we were hanging out. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
So
there were promises of visiting. Bob's not excited about it.
I'm excited about it. I was trying to look at the crime map since you brought it up and try to see what we look like on this crime map.
Ooh, yes.
The
Real Housewives of Church Street. Do we have a lot of crime?
I thought we were the house whores.
Well, whatever.
She can't keep up with me.
I can't keep track.
I just change things all the time. It's not giving me. There's like 4 different maps. First of all, that's the problem, right?
That is the problem.
You don't know what the map is. No. What map is?
The map is arbitrary.
But I remember when I lived at the house that I lived in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure that one was fucking purple.
Well, that's the thing though, right? It's not that the neighborhood was extremely horrible. I mean, it was not the best. But it's one of those what they call a transition area, where people from one area are walking through. Yeah. And so you get a lot of car on car crimes. Where
I can just see a lot of colors reflected in your glasses right now as you're like real time looking.
Yeah, this is real. This is how you get a real podcast. We don't script the show. We've had a few people question that recently, and we don't script it at all. We are unscripted, off the cuff, all those words. We are
Organic, artisan.
Yeah, artisan.
Wait, what's the other one? There's another. Is there another A?
Oh,
Oh, I meant to say artisanal.
artisanal.
Right.
Yes. Um, this is one of those sites. I'm sorry. These are one of the sites. First of all, you have to pay for,
Oh,
which is ridiculous.
boo, false.
We have been joined by some special guests in the neighborhood. Some of my neighbors are moving out,
It's
so
moving weekend.
it's moving weekend. Anybody that lives
Whore's moving out, whore's moving in.
Whore's moving out, whore's moving out. Ooh, possibly. Anyway, so anybody that lives in a university city knows that July is the move out, August is the move in, and all the free furniture you could possibly want. So I finally got one of these maps to show up on my computer, my old piece of crap computer, which is not a piece of crap at all. I love it a lot. And Joy, just so you know, is that where we live? That's where we live. That's where we live. Right there, right there, right there, there. We have no crime on our street
Oh, look
recently. In the past 6 days.
at that. Okay.
What we have had near us is a larceny. We had an assault, a domestic battery. There's another domestic battery, and 3 times domestic battery. Oh, here we had somebody who used a gun, or no, they just had a gun on them. So vehicle break-ins. These are all not right next to us, but around us. So, another domestic battery, a trespassing. There's a burglary right there. And that's by Spalding
That's what you're
Park.
looking for.
No, I'm just trying to find I'm just trying to give examples of just because the crime happens in an area doesn't necessarily mean that crime is going to happen to you.
Right.
And if you are the whitest of white people, chances are crime is not going to happen to you anyway. Because
White gotta be white.
Because of white people. That's why. But you're more than likely to call in a crime that doesn't exist as well. Oh, crime. Have you ever lived in a really horrible neighborhood, Joy, where it's just so much crime?
No, I haven't really lived in a really horrible neighborhood. Well, I mean, if you count where we lived before downtown, technically. That was supposed to be, like, a good area. And then we both moved in there, and it was, like, sirens all the time.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was always family stuff, though. I mean, there was some meth labs.
No, that was when we started having all the shootings.
Oh.
People just shooting guns and shit. Surely you remember that period of time.
Oh, and I also remember the period of time where people were the high school. It was a game to where they went and they punched white men walking in the West Side Park.
What?
And it was called polar bear hunting.
Shut the front door. I was not aware of this.
I think it was actually before you moved back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, they were doing that where they were just like running up and punching guys in the back of the head.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, today I was actually I was driving along, enjoying use of a car, and I was heading to a little store, la 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 la, and I was like, I noticed a backup, but you know me, and you know how we drive very similar. Won't get time for whatever it is.
No.
I have enough time to figure out how to get around. So when I got around in the turn lane and kept going down the street that I was on, what I saw really quick was an older white man out of his car and a younger black man out of his car. And their cars were in opposite lanes, so I don't think they had an accident. It just looked like they were having an argument for some reason, and they had both gotten out of their vehicles.
Ooh.
And I was like, ooh, there's nothing good about that. Gonna just keep on going, just keep on trekking on down. I don't want to know nothing. You know, there were other cars stopping, and
Yeah,
the nosiness of it all. I was like, ooh, there ain't nothing good there. I don't want to know.
Nosy people are the worst because that's the reason the traffic is so bad in Chicago, because there's an accident, they pull over the side of the road, but it's all the people who have to drive by really slow
and see what happened and who's hurt and what's the condition and what
something
kind of
that
car.
they can not control or have any effect on whatsoever.
Not at all.
Gotta pay attention to it. Gotta go real slow. There's a cop. Cop's obviously pulling a dead body from the car. But let's slow down just because there's a cop there.
Yeah.
I mean, I get you're supposed to slow down for emergency.
Right.
Completely. But not like that shit.
No,
Mind your
people
own fucking business.
just in general.
In general.
Wouldn't it be great?
We've had a show about that.
We have.
And remember that to be beautiful and natural is the birthright of every woman. And I wish you all loads and loads of loveliness and good luck.